this week on the Bubble Chat.
By hypersensitive is it's like we're woke, we're conscious of things, we have a voice to agree, to disagree, and to say this is not that. But then things become over politicized, right? So we get what the 4th of July is.
But wasn't she just on social media just like around 3 or 5 months ago bitching about the massive hospital bill she's beginning from her own labor at birth? I mean, it's like wild to me because she acts like she didn't actively vote for the political landscape that created the system.
It was the security's detailed dog. And that was another thing. Nothing was directly connected to Brown. This was not his dog. This is security's dog. Now, nigga, why are you bringing a dog that way more than me? I don't know. Because for security, bitch, it's either going to be you or the dog. I don't need both of you.
So, yeah, I'm going to send you guys this video, but it's very heartbreaking. My prayers and thoughts goes out to his family. Because I couldn't imagine one of my kids, my son, he's out.
And don't pass. Can they have to come back? I'm looking forward to the come. Why the hell we still calling this shit Cheetah Girls? We need to be called this shit Cougar-ish. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the brand new episode of The Bubble Chat. I am one of your co-hosts, Adonis Concierge, and I'm so incredibly happy to be back in your ears today. Now, whether if you're listening to us for your morning commute, ignoring your chaos, or getting your workout in, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We know that you have a million things that you could do and a million other podcasts that you could listen to, but you are right here with us in our bubble today, and we love you just for it.
And honestly, you picked the perfect week to tune in. The internet has been absolutely chaotic. Our group chats have been on fire, and we have a lot to unpack.
Oh, absolutely. Coming up today, we are diving deep into the Independence Day in D.C., which has everyone divided. Plus, later in the show, we're answering some of your listeners' submitted questions in our weekly wrap-it-up. It's going to be a fun one, so sit back, relax, and let's pop this bubble. Now, as the Queen, Miss Wendy Williams once said, it's time for Hot Topics.
How you doing?
How you doing?
The United States celebrated a massive milestone this weekend, officially turning 250 years on Saturday. But the energy in the nation's capital took a sharp, tense turn. A white supremacist group known as the Patriot Front showed up in a full force in Washington, D.C., flooding the streets right outside a public transit station. There were reportedly around 400 members, all marching in uniform, matching blue shirts, khaki pants, and white masks covering their face. While journalists filmed, counter-protesters immediately met them on the streets, screaming at the group. I'm sorry, you guys. Screaming at the group. Fortunately, things stayed mostly peaceful on the ground, but the reaction online was instant and incredibly heavy. Those of people took to social media to call them out, bashing the group for trying to sow division and discord on a day that was supposed to be a major milestone for the country. It definitely put a dark cloud over the semi-quintillion celebrations.
Semi-quintessential.
Semi-quintessential.
Yes. Canadian word.
Semi-sequential celebrations for a lot of people. When a group like this shows up so visibly on a milestone holiday like the 250th, how do you think it shifts the conversation about the patriotism actually means today?
So I'm gonna be in the middle with y'all. I don't celebrate the 4th of July the way I used to back in the day. For me, things really shifted back in 2020 after George Floyd was murdered. And since then, since the protests, we've seen so many changes, everything from design changes and physical flags being removed to school mascots and name brand grocery items changing because of their painful histories. Forced a lot of us to look at things differently. So when you actually dig into it, there was a brutal history behind the 4th of July that completely got overlooked when we were learning about the United States in school as kids. It kind of reminds me of that famous speech, abolitionist Frederick Douglass gave all the way back in 1852. He stood before a most white audience and straight up asked, what to the slave is the 4th of July? For people denied freedom, watching everyone else celebrate was like rubbing the salt into all in an open wound. So while white Americans were rejoicing over winning the political and economic independence from Britain, the irony wasn't lost on the people still in bondage. I was actually reading an article by Dr. Alison Witz where she asked Black people why they chose to abstain from America's 250th anniversary that weekend. One person said it doesn't feel right to celebrate a country built on the blood of Black people. And another person pointed out that it's hard to celebrate freedom when it feels like people have fewer freedoms now than they did years ago. And looking at the political landscape, you can see why people feel that way. Our administration rolling back the disparate impact Center for Racial Discrimination, dismantling DEI in government agencies, and the EEOC backpedaling on decades of precedent for an equitable workplace, it takes a toll. And another response in that article that really stuck with me, someone said the holiday just doesn't make them feel included or a part of the conflicted land. And it's so true. So to this day, if a Black person expressed this disconnect with the conditions here, they're still told to go back to Africa. So even since learning all of this, the holiday has changed for me. Yeah, it's about the fire. Yeah, it's the fireworks and the barbecue on the surface, or at least what I was learning back in the day. But now I use the day to educate myself on the brutal history behind it. So, because for me, it's about honoring the history we're still fighting for, the version of the 4th of July that we actually want to see in our country.
And let's honor the history that they're trying to erase. Let's not forget that, because they're trying to erase that out the school systems, and it's really up to us to teach our kids, and also to unlearn and teach ourselves as well. Because I mean, I for sure didn't know a lot of the information, I mean, behind 4th of July. So I didn't even do anything. I think I went out for like the last minute. I was so busy just trying to get ready for the new week. You know, kids went and watched fireworks or whatnot. But yeah, I for sure I'm not in depth into it how I usually be. Back in the day, motherfucker gonna get a whole new outfit.
Get together,
A whole new
get
outfit.
some illegal fireworks from the
Man.
tell them.
Man, I don't give a damn about that shit. They still owe us reparations.
Right. Okay, so politics, is so hypersensitive right now. And what I mean by hypersensitive is it's like we're woke, we're conscious of things, we have a voice to agree, to disagree, and to say this is not that. But then things become over politicized, right? So we get what the 4th of July is, maybe for a white person or a regular American, but we know as a Black person, we're going to celebrate Juneteenth. You see what I'm saying? You get what I mean? And so, and then when nephew talked about, he said like certain brands change. We gave Aunt Jemima a perm and put Uncle Ben in a goddamn suit. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that really change? That how it's not going to take away. Now, this is what I never thought. I never thought Aunt Jemima was a slave. I just thought she was a Black woman on goddamn syrup, right? And
the pancake
was
box.
the white man on the rice, just like Colonel Sanders is the white man for the damn KFC. You know what I'm saying? So even though they took Uncle Sanders' face off of there, we still identify that old white-haired man in that white suit and that black tie with KFC. And Uncle Ben's will always be a Black man products, and don't nobody make motherfucking syrup better than Aunt Jemima. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but now in these days, it becomes so politicized. We're so consciously woke that she should not have that thing tied on her head. But bitches run around with bonnets every day.
Hello.
You see what I'm saying? So her bonnet just had a knot. You know what I'm saying? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, what are we really talking about? Because we're still... They killed the DEI. Now, DEI was built on the back of a white woman. Let's give the white woman credit when she do have whoop whoop Becky. But all of us, people of color and different dynamics and demographics, we benefited from that. You see what I'm saying? Like that's why DI is so important now because it outmasters the demographic of the white woman. It's just anything that is different. That you don't have the history to get this job, you don't have the education to get this job, you don't got the background to get this job. We're gonna give it to you anyway. You see what I'm saying? But if so, I am not taking away for what Black people have done. I'm not taking away of the bullshit holiday. The 4th of July has been portrayed to us. But the real fact is, on the 4th of July this year, 2026, the people was running around this is our nation's capital. This isn't like the capital of a state. This is the nation's capital. And there were people that looked at like modern day fucking KKK running around and they weren't doing shit about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, you know, I'm Black and I'm proud. I'll never lay down. You never railroad me. I'll never take things lightly. You ain't gonna get away with that easy. You know, we've been at war. This is nothing new to us. We're kind of like immune to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We are immune to it. You know what I'm saying? This is other people that's actually catching up on how you feeling what you see. Because what you see and what you feel is the same thing, you know? So I'm gonna say shout out to all hues and color, people of color. Everyone fucking matters, but we all have rights. We all can vote. We all are constituents. Don't forget that shit. You see what I'm saying? Don't let politics eat you up.
I wanted to bring something up that I came across that week before we move on to the next topic because it fits right into what we're talking about with history and the holidays. There's a massive viral claim that has been blowing up on TikTok and circling in articles for years. And the claim is that Black people living in the Jim Crow South weren't allowed to eat vanilla ice cream except on the 4th of July. Now, you guys know on the show, we love covering how history sometimes gets repeated as folklore and vice versa, and how firsthand stories get retold so many times that the details get lost or totally rewritten in the process. And that's exactly what's happening here. People on social media have all these different theories as to why this supposedly happened. I mean, there's a viral TikTok from 2023 with over 2 million views, if not more, that said that vanilla ice cream was considered a privilege that some white Southerners didn't believe Black people deserved to have. And another post claimed it was during vanilla was seen as pure and meant for white people only during slavery and the Jim Crow segregation area. But what's even crazier is how people connect this to another flavor. The same post claimed that the Black community's love for butter pecan ice cream actually grew out of necessity and accessibility back then. And the theory goes that because pecans were native to the South, and because Black people couldn't get other flavors like vanilla, they gravitated toward butter pecan instead. So it is like really wild how these stories take off online and become accepted as straight up historical facts.
Yeah.
It's like the old school nurses trying to say, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. Because you wouldn't let us eat the vanilla ice cream. Then we made butter pecan bitch. But I want to know who the fuck invented goddamn chocolate ice cream. Because I know for sure a Black man invented ice cream.
A lot of Black people invented a whole lot of stuff.
Because we was trying not to do that shit as a slave anymore. Like, that's why we
invented. A lot of Black people, I seen a show, and I guess a guy was racist. I want to say this was like the Ricky Lake show. I don't know. And it was like, well, basically like the chair you sitting in, a Black person invented that.
The chair.
The light that we using. Invented the light, but come on now. But you hate us, and you hate us so bad, just so bad.
And I remembered back in the 5th grade, I learned that George Crumb invented potato chips.
Yes. And white people love potato chips.
Okay. All right. So, shifting gears, but
Yes.
not too far, from some of the massive legal news that just dropped from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court just handed down a major 6-3 ruling upholding state laws in Idaho and West Virginia that restrict transgender athletes from competing on girls and women's sports. The court essentially ruled that under Title, I think I want to say that's 11. What is that number in Roman numerals, please? I have a lot of them on my body, but I don't know one right here.
I'm sorry, babe. Let me see.
Oh, ugh.
What word is it?
Oh, 1X. Fuck. I know what it is. I just don't want to say the wrong thing.
Oh, is
But
that
Hold on. 9.
no, oh, thank you. All right. Let's start over. All right. So the court essentially ruled under that Title IX and the Equal Protection Clause, public schools and colleges can legally separate athletic teams based on biological sex. Right after the decision came down, conservative political activist and former NCAA swimmer Riley Gaines stopped by TMZ Live to give her take. Now, she's been one of the most vocal advocates pushing for trans athletes to only compete according to their sex assigned at birth. She called the ruling a huge victory for girls, but she made a really interesting point that she says calling this a nationwide ban is a completely misleading. Ooh, all right. According to her, the effectiveness of this ruling is all about location, location, location. Because the Supreme Court didn't issue a blanket federal ban, they just banned these individual states restricting restrictions are constitutional. So while the ruling restrictions are constitutional, so while the ruling solidifies things for 27 states that already have been restricted, that have restrictions in place, it doesn't stop states with inclusive policies from including exactly as they are. Now, because of that patchwork across the country, Riley says that she's been looking forward to the next phase of battles on behalf of the female athletes. Now, with the support policies now completely depending on what state you live in, do you think this ruling actually settles the debate, or does it just create a whole new level of division and conversation across the country? Um, it's
it's
also,
going I was about to say it's always going to be some type of some sort of conversation about anything. You got people that agree and people that don't. Um, for I, being that I am doing a football game, this female flag football, I just want to keep it generally for the biological females because there have been stories of trans women playing in these sports and they're winning. You were failing while you were a male. You were failing while you were a male. You transitioned and now you're dominating the fucking game. Like
now you Denisha Rodman.
what Joanna man.
That's what I'm saying. Like now you Denisha Rodman. Okay.
So I mean, people have their different perspectives on it, and yeah, I don't, yeah, but I think they just need to stay in their lane, or probably they should probably make some sort of league for trans women.
I'm finding this entire situation with Riley Gaines so odd. I mean, she's all over the news, right now expressing her support for this sports ban, claiming how great it is for girls across the country. But wasn't she just on social media just like around 3 or 5 months ago, bitching about the massive hospital bill she's beginning from her own labor and birth? I mean, it's like wild to me because she acts like she didn't actively vote for the political landscape that created the system. I mean, we all know that making healthcare more complicated, pivotal, private, privatized, and expensive is a direct part of this conservative project that Trump has made. It's like she thought her political agreement was going to give her a personal exemption from the reality regular people face every single day. Because you can't actively cheer for the breakdown of public systems and then act shocked when the system hands you an outrageous medical bill. And
Right.
looking looking at the bigger picture, the state of this targeted sports legislation is generally alarming. Because back in 2023, the Equality Federation identified 72 different bills introduced across the country to ban transgender students from athletics consistent with their gender identity, which was up to from 29 bills the year before. And by the late 2023, the Movement Advancement Project reported that 24 states had full bans in place. I mean, these laws push a rigid requirement that all students must complete strictly based on their sex and signs at birth. And as honestly, as an LGBTQ ally, seeing this play out hits home on a completely personal level. I remember coming across a video by a content creator named Senator Jennings who used his platform to speak up about his own transgender sister, Jazz. She was banned from playing girls soccer while being trans when she was only 8 years old. I mean, think about it.
Hold on, an 8-year-old
Eight,
was
eight years old. 8 years old. Really quick, sorry guys.
oh,
8 years old, and at that age, you sports are just about community, learning how to be a teammate, running around, and having fun with your friends.
My God.
So to look at a child and ban them from that connection because of a political culture wars is devastating. Watching people use their massive platforms to advocate for that kind of exclusion while completely ignoring how these same political systems harm them back is just hypocritical. That's all I gotta say.
wow.
Shit. Okay. You know, science is a hell of a motherfucking drug. Let me just say that first, okay? Because without the advancement of science, we wouldn't even be having this fucking conversation, okay? So I'm gonna speak on this from a scientific point, right? Okay, so Chastity was born a girl and Adonis was born a boy. But Adonis said, God damn it, I think I'm Adina. And then Chastity said, God damn it, I'm Chad.
I'm Chad. That's my
Okay,
name.
right, okay, right. Now, the first day I said I'm Adina, and the first day Chastity turned into Chad, Chastity had all her hips, titties and ass, dimples in her face. And I had all my beard and all my shit, all this muscle, right? Okay. So then science gave us a segue. Now I'm on estrogen, she on testosterone, right? Testosterone, right? Okay. It took 5 years. Now when she represents, and you don't have to say my name is Chad, because we like, what's this nigga name? Because now you can present as a man, because science has helped you to do that, right? That's like Sydney Star, pick somebody else that we know. Juicy, soft shoulders, big ass, you know.
Oh,
Neck,
Lord.
you know what I'm saying? Like he been feminized. You know what I'm saying? You off your E, right? Okay.
Yeah.
But when you walk in a room, we don't question what you are. Bitch, hey sis, tell us your name, girl. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I would assume that it's only right that if you have gone through your hormonal treatment and you've been living as such, not about passing. I'm talking about your estrogen and your T levels. Does Chastity Chad, excuse me, now have as much testosterone and muscle mass as I did before I turned into Adina? Because if you can, then I will allow you to play. You see what I'm saying? If my muscular constructure is changed, and bitch, I couldn't flex a bicep, tricep muscle if I wanted to for all the shit I've been taking. You see what I'm saying? Don't take your ass out there. But I would have. But this is now. Now I'm speaking from like a sports spectator thing. I think that tennis should be co-ed. I think tennis is a good sport.
Hmm.
I think swimming is a good sport. You know, I'm not mad at that transgender guy, girl that was swimming because women can swim like fish and men can swim like sharks. When you're in the water, you could be big and swim hella fast. So it doesn't matter about your privacy in the water. You see what I'm saying? Because swimming, that's a great thing. I just think that they should find certain sports that they
Start
could
their
make co-ed
own.
that it's not an issue.
That they
Because
should
this
start their own league.
right now here's the gag. Now in real life, we know a woman that can knock down 10 niggas
Yeah.
that got hands. You know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna put her in a ring with men. But she can fight. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's you know, it's like a very, very thin line between denial and naivety, you know, truth and fact, or just like common ground. Just
Yeah.
common ground. You know what I'm saying? We politicize this too much. What could they do? Girls would be playing football till they start growing titties. That's when you might want to consider doing a cheerleader, bitch, because we could grabbing at your titty, the ball growing on your chest. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna make sure you at the bottom of the body pack on the field. You see what I'm saying? Like things change, but I just think that we need to just be honest and have a common ground of knowledge and information. And if we gonna let Adina and Chad play with the boys and the girls, your ass had better been a scientific rat about 7.5 years. And I don't want to hear nothing about it.
That part.
Oh, did you clock me, nephew? Did you give me to clock it?
No, I'm just.
You go to hell, nephew. You know what?
I'm just squeezing my
Go
throat.
to hell, nephew. You ain't have to do me like that.
Well,
I thought
switching over to some massive celebrity legal news that just wrapped up in court. A California jury has ordered Chris Brown and his company to pay nearly $13 million to his former housekeeper, Maria Avila, following a horrific dog attack back in 2020. The
Damn, I
details
wish
of the
that dog
incident
would have
are
been me.
honestly terrifying. Maria was simply taking out the trash at his Tarzana home when she was brutally attacked by his 200-pound Caucasian Shepherd named Hades, which he kept which he kept as a guard dog. The attack left her permanently disfigured, causing severe nerve damage, vision loss, and requiring major skin grafts from her abdomen to her arm. The jury awarded her $12.9 million for negligence, while her sister Patricia, who witnessed the entire thing while working alongside her, was awarded $885,000 for emotional distress. Her husband Oscar was also awarded $50,000. During the trial, Chris Brown took the stand and actually admitted that he was the first one to find Maria motionless and covered in blood. But his reasoning for what he did next has a lot of people talking. He admitted to leaving the property before the ambulance even arrived, and he didn't personally call 911 because he was terrified his voice would leak and cause a media circus. Bubblers, when a celebrity prioritizes protecting their PR image over helping a severely injured employee right in front of them, what does that say about this disconnect in Hollywood culture? I want to start with you, Chastity, first, because you reacted. Your reaction was like shocked.
Because what? First, I'm like, damn, I wish that was me that got bit by that dog. No, I can't imagine what that lady is going through. Her skin, her vision, her just that is a lot. And she did get awarded a lot of money, but that ain't going. It ain't going. You know, for all that trauma.
I can't even imagine how expensive that medical bill probably is.
No, seriously, if she then went blind in one eye, lost her vision, and her skin is severely just what? And then hold on, and then this nigga Breezy, you leave. Like I somewhat get it. You're trying to protect, I guess, your image or whatever, but fuck all that. Like, where's the empathy at for another human? Your dog, your big ass dog, sat there and bit me.
Hey.
So basically, if the dog would have killed the lady, he would have fucking left knowing that she was dead and would have came back or some weird little stuff. So, whoa, I didn't hear about this. What?
Now, and you didn't hear about it because it happened at his house, but he didn't make the phone
But this
call.
happened in 2020.
Right, but you get that? He wasn't there when the police got there and he didn't make the call. So there's no real connection you can make to him because you have staff. That's the staff and security guard. That's security
Well, we
and
hearing
the
about it
deputy,
now in
right?
2026. They paid her and her husband. Okay.
Oh, now this we're gonna really get down to the coin. Okay, let's talk about
wow. She
the facts.
won.
Cassie got $30 million for having sex. Cassie got paid $30 million for fucking niggas that she handpicked.
Uh-huh.
Though she may have the hurt allegedly or whatever they got that they can't get rid of, right? Now, would you want to look like Cassie and live her $30 million life and can't tell what the hell is going down in her chili bowl, coochie salad, and her panties, if that's the case? Versus the dog ate her up. So this is what happened. So this was the security's detailed dog. And that was another thing. Nothing was directly connected to Chris Brown. This was not his dog. This is his security's dog. Now, I don't, nigga, why are you bringing a dog that way more than me? I don't know. Because for security, bitch, it's either going to be you or the dog. I don't need both of you. But it was the security details dog, right? Okay, and everything went to hell and damned and ate her up. That's the gag. She didn't get mauled. I mean, yeah, you can say she got mauled. She got bitten up. That bitch got ate the fuck up. The dog chewed chunks of her out of her face and her head. She's blind in one eye. First off, Chris, you need to pay all my medical bills, nigga, and pay and go broke trying to make me right. The fuck is that? And then 12, whatever that punk ass number, I'm the fuck that. And then the witness, bitch, I need 5 million, please, excuse me.
Hold on, the witness. Was that the witness?
Yes, you gave her 800, bitch. I need 5. Fuck that. You see what I'm saying, bitch? I am mentally scarred. Every day I wake up and see a dog with some flesh. You see what I'm saying? Like, hell no. Hell no. Now, when you said the empathy thing, right? You're like, where is your empathy? Right? You're trying to protect your social image because we ain't never got past you.
Obviously.
Riri ass up in the motherfucking forehead that day. You see what I'm saying? It's like burying bones, all those things. It's like, but we've seen this in history all the time. Didn't Puff Daddy have the gun, shoot the girl or shoot the person, and then Sean took the case? We see what money will do. You see what I'm saying? What's that man, the Epstein man, wasn't he already convicted and charged as a notorious sexual child predator, XYZ, wop, 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 and still continue to move on forward to have this big ass thing they're trying to cover up even more? You see what I'm saying? It's like burying secrets, whether it be Black history or sexual assault or dog mauling. You know what I'm saying? But there's some things they don't want you to know, and some things that they will go out of the parameter to prevent you from knowing the truth. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's kind of embarrassing because all I got from this whole entire conversation was what Chastity said was, nigga, where was your empathy?
I got something to say.
Go ahead, nephew.
From time to time, I've been educating myself on the law by watching courtroom shows, whether it's the People's Court, Judge Faith, Judge
Don't
Judy,
you say Law and Order.
And whenever Judge Faith gets involved in animal lawsuits, whether it's an owner being sued for medical bills after an attack or because a pet harmed another animal, she always hammers home one core truth. Dogs do what dogs do, and pets do what pets do. Animals do what animals do. So when a dog attacks a stranger, the legal fight isn't actually about what the animal did. It's about what the owner did or did not do. Because when you choose to own a pet, that animal is entirely your responsibility and a commitment. Because that is the basic lesson we teach. We literally teach kids when they want their first pet. You don't get to just enjoy the
Got
fun
to
parts
live
or
behind
having
this
and
animal.
and and
Nah,
detach
nah.
yourself when things go wrong. So if you look at an actual legal precedent, the concept is incredibly locked in. Like there's a famous case, William versus River Lakes Ranch Development Corporations, where the court made it clear that animal owners are held liable for personal injuries caused
Yes.
by their animals
Mhm.
trespassing, regardless of other damages. But there's a crucial caveat when it comes to proving liability. The owner is only held responsible for the damages that are reasonably foreseeable, meaning the exact kind of chaos or harm you would expect that specific animal to cause if it gets loose. So this case also established that you don't even have to legally own the land where the incident happens to take action. Simply having lawful possession of the space is enough. And if a strict trespass claims doesn't imply, you can absolutely pursue a direct negligence lawsuit instead. So when Chris Brown tries to stand in a court and argue that his housekeeper should have waited for a security guard or that he was just trying to avoid a media circus by not calling 911, it completely falls apart legally. You own a 200 you are a singer making so much money since you were probably
Hold
15 or
on.
16, maybe a little younger, owning a 200-pound guard dog, and
Wasn't
the
his
severe
dog.
damage it caused was entirely foreseeable if it ever got loose. So trying to shift the blame onto an employee who was literally just taking out the trash on your property is a massive failure of basic accountability. So you are the owner. The buck
gotta-
stops with you.
I
If we
gotta
stick
look
to the
into this
fact,
some more because what you say he just said, Jawan, that she should have waited for
yeah,
security?
by clearance, like, is it okay to monitor, to
So
leave
did
out, or
the
do whatever?
dog bite her thinking she was the trespasser?
But this is the thing. If we stick to the facts of the law, which you just said, nephew, that the owner of the dog is responsible for the shit, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't Chris Brown's dogs. That was security detail. So in this story, Chris Brown did take liability by giving her $12 million because it happened on his property.
Got
It wasn't
it.
his dog. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Got
you see how I
it.
got all clear and muddy just because Chris Brown's in it? It happened at his house. But that was the security's detail animal who attacked his other employee, right? Now if you think about it,
Oh.
the security detail don't have the money to actually appropriately fix her, make her right, or give her the kind of money.
Oh, so of course she's gonna go after Chris
Chris Brown, since it
Brown.
happened on his, and that's the thing. See, so now,
So that's
now,
why he
now it's
said
a double
he should
case.
have waited. She should have waited because clearly the dog must have is trained to think that she was a trespasser or some crap like that.
I wouldn't trust that animal named Hate. How about that? Okay, the motherfucker name was Hate, but that was two cases. The dog attacked me. If this is the security man Cedric dog, right? But Cedric ass broke. Cedric can't fix me. He can't make me right. It
Right.
happens on Chris Brown property, so Chris Brown just gonna be liable that it just happened at his house.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta read into this because now I kind
Yeah.
of see why he left
That's
now.
why he like, bitch, you should have intercomed the nigga for your ass with chopping her in the goddamn back. And the thing is, I don't think
Oh.
this is normal garbage. This is Chris Brown trash. And this is the chef. Where did you make this nigga? What's in the trash?
So a good doggy dog.
But that's a doggy bag for real, right? I don't know. She didn't handle that one right. She didn't.
Oh, dang. I gotta look into that.
Yes, 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 yes. All right, so we have some deeply tragic and unsettling news to share out of Mississippi. Over the last few days, a massive search has been underway for 18-year-old Nolan Wells, a standout athlete from Ocean Springs who was set up to play football as a wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College. Now, on July 4th of this year, Nolan went out on a boat trip with a group of his friends to celebrate the holiday on Horn Island, a barrier island off the Gulf Coast. Tragically, when the group returned to the mainland that afternoon, Nolan wasn't with them, prompted his mother to report him missing. A massive multi-agency search, including the U.S. Coast Guard and the U.S. Cajun Navy and local law enforcement, combined combed the area for 2 days. That search came to a devastating end on Monday morning when a park ranger discovered a body in the water near the island's northwestern tip. Dental records have since confirmed that it was Nolan. His mother, Christine Wansley, shared a heartbreaking message on Facebook saying that absolutely, she's devastated, and she described Nolan as a special soul and a sweet son who was always willing to cheer and uplift others. But as the family grieves, massive questions are starting to swirl around the circumstances of his death. The family has officially retained re, re, the family has officially retained renowned civil rights and personal attorney Ben Crump to ensure a transparent investigation. Right now, authorities say that the investigation is active and there is no direct evidence of the crime, but the sheriff's office has confirmed that they are actively looking into a video circulating on social media that appears to show people arguing on a crowded beach on the island that same day. Now, when the tragedy like this happens on a crowded holiday weekend and conflicting stories or videos start making rounds on social media, how critical is it for the community to pause the rumors and let an independent investigation actually uncover the truth?
Look, I've got to be.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The moment I started reading into this case, my gut instantly started screaming that something is deeply, deeply wrong with the friends he was hanging out with. And
Man.
if there is one thing I've learned doing this show, is you always gotta believe your gut. Because first of all, why the fuck did these so-called friends delete or deactivate all of their social media accounts the second the story started blowing up? Because there's an old saying, you're not sorry for what you did,
You're sorry
you're sorry you got
to
caught. And it
Yeah.
looks like an absolute cover of that. They know there is a video circulating of a massive physical altercation on the beach, and from what we can see, Nolan was likely the only black man in that entire group. They were out there doing shit they had absolutely no business doing. It got caught on camera, and now they're trying to erase their digital footprints. It's really fucking sketchy. I've been following a content creator named Tucker Shitnini on TikTok. She
Mhm.
has a whole playlist tracking this case, and I'm definitely dropping it in her TikTok account in the show notes. And the timeline she is giving it is completely twisted. Um, Supposedly, one of the boys from the group, I think his name is Wyatt, don't quote me on this, claimed he was the first one to notice
Mhm.
Nolan was missing after they already got back to the house. But
Yeah.
then the story completely falls apart when you look at the other statements. Katie, who people are saying was Nolan's girlfriend,
Mhm.
don't quote me on this as well, reportedly told her mom that she assumed that the friends wouldn't have just left him behind uh, where they told him to get in on the boat. And to make it weirder, Orange mom claimed that Nolan actively wanted to stay behind on the island with Katie. Nobody's damn story is aligning. So an autopsy was recently performed by the state medical examiner, but officials saying it's going to take a couple of weeks, if not longer, to get full results and toxicology back. But just looking at the facts we have right now, I'm raising a massive amount of questions. The sheriff out there is already he out here is claiming that Nolan went on the boat alone based on his initial investigation. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that is the textbook definition of shifting the blame and trying to sweep it under the rug before you even have the medical examiner facts. You have an 18-year-old kid with a bright future ahead of him, a grieving mother, conflicting stories from a group of white kids who immediately nuked their socials and are sure of
Mhm.
trying to close this case before the toxicology reports even drop. It makes me sick. We are absolutely not letting this slide, and I'm so glad Ben Crump is involved to force some real accountability because this family deserves nothing less than the truth.
Mhm.
Most definitely.
Mhm.
Most definitely. It's a sad situation. Um, I seen one of the videos if I'm not mistaken, this was the same story, but they gave him a child's life jacket. Is this, I believe this is the same story. It's a video circulating how
Because they were sitting on the side of the boat all together. He was the only black guy in the lineup.
yeah, but it's a video where they put him out of the boat and they
But
were
he had a
making
safety life jacket on.
and he had on a little life jacket and he was scared to my he's like, I can't swim. And you can hear his friends, which are, white tea, and they're just like, come on, we taught you how to swim. I gotta send it to you guys, but I was just looking at it. Actually a couple in their family had helped them, had helped the boy. So I was just kind of confused. I'm like, well, is he alive?
And
Or
that was why it was a spectacle on the side of the beach. If they helped him, is he dead? It's like, who knows?
because in the video he was very much alive in this video and they gave him a kid's life jacket. Like he needs an adult size. So yeah, I'm gonna send you guys this video, but it's very heartbreaking. My prayers and thoughts goes out to his family.
Mm-hmm.
Because I couldn't imagine one of my kids, my son, he's out and just
don't come home.
and don't come home. Like, are you serious? And these are supposed to be your friends. It's supposed to be your friends. These are not your real friends. Real friends have your back. Real friends have your best interests. Real friends tell you about yourself. That's what the real friends they give you and can take constructive criticism. That's not, they was dogging that boy out. Then I'm gonna send it to you guys. But in the video, the friends was making like monkey noises at the boy or some fucking weird ass shit, and it's hella funny. Because I literally just posted a video on my story the other day how a bunch of white people was taking a bungee cord and putting some horse lube, making a slide thing and taking the tube and jumping in the lake. I said, I need white friends. Fuck no. Nigga.
Right.
No, I'm cool. I'll keep the friends that I got because shit, they gonna have me somewhere to
These are when we read these stories, when we're looking at the news and stuff, that you really got to pay attention to what is really being said. Now, in the tragedy of this entire incident, right? They hired renowned civil rights Ben Crump and Associates to get a thorough and very
thorough investigation,
an unbiased investigation.
Yeah,
because by the powers that be, there will be some facts and some things that will be left out or added in that will actually give these boys, a clear pass. This story and this all kind of falls back and supports the bullshit behind the 250th year of this nation and of the Independence Day, right? This story reminds me of Central Park 5.
I'm not familiar with that.
These 5 little black kids, this white girl say, then raped her, right?
Is that what happened on the East Coast in New York?
Yes, it was. That's why they call Central Park 5.
And they made it a movie.
If you would know one of them, that's who Delicious from Flavor Flav married one of them. That was her husband, one of the dudes.
Oh yes, it was.
Okay, so they didn't do anything.
They didn't
coerced these children to admit to something they just fucking did not do. Right.
So this is the thing too to add. We have a cruel and corruptive justice system.
Yes,
right.
They are so fucking corrupted in there, and they say black people and stuff are a gang. That's the biggest gang in fucking America besides KKK, because they're going to have each other's back. They're going to try and do whatever that they could do to sweep it underneath the rug or do whatever the fuck that they do, which is not right.
To be unaccountable.
At all.
Yes, it's not right. And then, and oh Lord, let somebody, one of the peers, their coworkers, speak up. Oh, they gonna get them too.
Up. Yes.
No, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up, and it's scary because and don't get me wrong, I know that police and judges or whatever, like, we're all human and we all honestly just make mistakes at times. But when you're intentionally being just so cruel and mean, and you're supposed to protect us. We don't feel protected in this world. We
Right.
do not feel protected. I
Right.
kind of went through something similar like that. Not like that, but my son father, he was doing weekends in jail. And him doing weekends, what did Santa Rita jail do? They killed him. And they tried to cover it up before the toxicology, before everything came out. They said that he died from off of drugs. From ain't nobody dying off no cocaine. I'm just saying, ain't nothing like it now. If you swallowing hella balloons, about 80 of them, or some with
Yes.
some fentanyl or something, then yes. But come to find out, it came back out. He died from asphyxiation. You guys choked that man. You guys killed him from asphyxiation, and they was trying to sweep that up underneath the rug, just lying. And this the part that's so messed up. They want to pay the families out, for wrongful death, but y'all don't want to charge no police. Y'all don't want to charge nobody or hold nobody accountable. It's more than just the money, and we know that it's not going to bring our loved one back, but hold them accountable, because clearly you're admitting something if you're going to pay out a family. But back to the story, I really, really, truly hope that they get those white males. I really do, because
And I'm honestly hoping that more answers more questions are being answered at this point, because like I was saying, this case is making me raise a lot of them.
This is the opposite of the other story about the young man that was on the field and he ended up shanking or stabbing the teammate or opposite team player, and he got sentenced to 30, 45 years in jail, but he was the only black boy on the field going through whatever tensions and energies. Like if they put you in a pool with a damn lake. They put you in a big ass lake with a child's raft and making monkey noises and telling you to swim.
Oh yes, I have to send you guys the video. It's heartbreaking.
Yes, so
please send me the video.
It's the same thing in reverse. There's another black star player with all these white kids. He ends up having to defend himself. They both had knives. He stabbed him, but then they just relentlessly over sentence him. And the gag is it's not a gag, but Ben Crump took over that case too. You see what I'm saying? Like this was like recently, they just sentenced the boy, right? You know, but like you said, this just goes back to saying how corrupt and unjust the Justice Department is. I'm saying how historical this shit is. I mean, that looked like Rodney King. Remember Rodney King? You see what I'm saying? Like, we become immune to this shit. It happens so much, so often. George Floyd happens all the fucking time. Like, when it's gonna stop? You know what I'm saying? It's like a bus. It's gonna bitch, it's gonna be another one coming. Don't worry.
Next 15 minutes.
And it'll be one going your way. Don't even trip. You see what I'm saying?
No.
It's and that's really, really sad to actually to say that, but yeah, prayers up to the families. Prayers up to the families. Prayers up to the
definitely. So let's kick off into this new topic. We're wrapping up this week's headlines with some absolutely major news for anyone who grew up in the golden era of Disney Channel original movies. It is officially time to get your animal print ready, because Disney has given a formal green light to a long-awaited follow-up film, The Cheetah Girls. What? Next Gen. The movie is heading straight to Disney Channel and Disney Plus, and the original Powerhouse team is behind it. Deborah Martin, who's executive produced the first 3 films, is back alongside Raven Simone, who is pulling double duty on the executive producer and reprising her iconic role as Galleria. And she's not the only original member returning. I'm sorry. And she's not the only original member returning to the mix. Adrian Balloon Houghton is, I said that right, Balloon.
Balloon Houghton.
Balloon Houghton, okay, is officially back as Chanel. Lori Alter is returning as Juanita, and the legendary Lynn Whitfield is coming back as Dwarf 3+. Okay, Sabrina Bryan is set to make a very special appearance as Dorinda. According to the official synopsis, the story passes the torch to a brand new generation. The plot follows Galleria and Chanel as they take Galleria's daughter, Faith, along with Chanel's sister, Dior, and their friends on a trip to Africa, volunteer at a wildlife sanctuary, right? Along the way, these four teenage girls are going to have their friendship tested, find their unique voices, and discover the true cheetah spirit as they work together to save the preserve and ultimately take the stage as the new Cheetah Girls. With original heavy hitters like Raven Simone, Adrian coming back to mentor a new generation, do you think this next gen format is the perfect way to revive a classic DCOM franchise, or should Disney have left the original trilogy untouched?
I want to go first. I am honestly
Go
so
ahead,
excited
go
for the
ahead,
Cheetah Girls
go
next.
I know, right?
I mean, if there's one thing we know about massive entertainment franchises is that they are excellent at coming to an end, waiting a decade or two, and then hitting us with the ultimate comeback. I mean, I seriously cannot wait to see the sheer amount of hard work that the team will be putting together behind the scenes, from the writing and acting to the absolute killer choreography. We already know how Hanagami is going to deliver. I mean, for those of you who don't know, Kyle Hanagami has choreographed for artists like Blackpink, Jennifer Lopez, and so many artists, and I just adore his work so much. When I was posting his when I was reposting his story on Instagram with the actor, I kid you not, he like viewed my story. Like, it's honestly like very rare to see for me to see people who are in the entertainment industry view your stories, but the fact that it did, I'm just so grateful for it. So this news takes me straight back to being 7 years old, right when the Cheetah Girls 2 was getting ready to drop. I vividly remember having the parties just begun and Step Up completely stuck in my fucking head for days on end. So seeing this happen now feels like a full circle moment to like this is a whole new chapter for the franchise, because Galleria, Chanel, and Dorinda are literally grown up, like grown women. I mean, because who knows if the music hits right and the chemistry is there, this next gen might just become the definitive Cheetah Girls for a new era of kids. I do also want to address the elephant in the room. I mean, the official announcement made it clear that Keely Williams is not attached to reprise her role as Aqua. And if we are being completely real, I mean, I totally get why. Because let's look at the history. Keely has had her share of incredible petty moments over the years. I mean, going all the way back to her days in 3LW, the drama between her, Raven, and her, Naturi, and Adrian at the time was messy. If you observe the infamous chaos altercation back in the days involving Keely, Adrian, and Naturi Naughton, there's a solid 50-50 chance that Adrian felt extreme peer pressure to defend Keely at the time, even if she didn't want to, because let's not forget because deep down, Adrian probably knew that Naturi would never say anything on radio to stab them in the back, but she was like stuck in the middle of it. So Adrian actually went on the real years later and straight out confirmed that she and Keely allegedly are no longer friends. Adrian didn't really name Keely, but everybody knew who she was talking about. So I feel like honestly, keeping Keely out of this project might just be the Keely's decision for everyone involved. Adrian probably has zero desire to step back onto a set and relive that old industry trauma. Now, look, I'm not Adrian and I'm not Keely, so I can't say that that's the exact definitive reason, but what I can say is that it's absolutely not surprising that Keely is returning for this milestone in that matter. Either way, the Cheetah energy is alive. Production is officially starting in South Africa, and I'm ready to see them strut like they mean it.
That part. For me, it's crazy. I do remember the Cheetah Girls. I remember watching it, tuning in. Sometimes I really can't remember, but anywho, sometimes I have a thing to where like, oh, you should have just left that one alone. Like Coming to America, I wasn't a really big fan of Coming to America too. It was So they should have left that one alone.
Mhm.
But I'm actually here for this Cheetah Girls. I'm actually here for it. Because everyone is adults now, and you could just see the type of artistry that they'll be bringing to the set, just to see the new storyline, to see. So I am glad and happy to hear this. Let's go, Cheetah Girls. Let's go.
Now, as y'all have said, they did this for 20 years past. Can they have the comeback? I'm looking forward to the comeback. Why the hell we still calling this shit Cheetah Girls? You need to be called this shit Cougar-ish. Okay? That just start there. Can we just we got the baby cubs and shit? I'm just no. And then so now I'm gonna speak on Keely because this is what happens. Not when you think you're bigger than a program, but when the program was your baby. So I'm gonna bring Salt from Salt and Pepper, and I'm gonna bring Lily from SWV. Now, Salt from Salt and Pepper, her boyfriend was a whole orchestrator of everything. Then it was like he kind of had her recruit Pepper, and then they hired Spin at the last moment. Then they blew up. So all these three little pieces. So fuck Herb, not Herb, because he's gonna get all the producer writing movie, right? But it comes to all the shit on his contract. Well, I want the most. Because this my boyfriend, whether if I wanted to do it or not, I was doing it for him. Not knowing we was gonna blow up. I had my best friend, and then we hired this little girl, right? But all of us together are it's like lightning in a bottle. We cannot, it's like TLC. Bitch, it ain't gonna work without Chili. It's not gonna work without Tiana. It's gonna work with Left Eye. These bitches are irreplaceable, right? Okay? So then the baby part, the group part, okay. Lily formed SWV. They lied to Coco Mama telling me we were recording a damn gospel album. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, but then knowing I don't have the strongest voice, Coco do.
Yeah.
And we're gonna let this bitch do her thing, and we're gonna do our thing because it don't even sound right if we ain't singing behind her.
Right.
Okay. So now we got Keely. Okay, y'all was 3LW, then threw the chicken at the bitch and kicked her out, right? Because clearly you had some type of seniority or some type of priority in the group, right? Okay, then that fell apart. Now we're on some comeback shit. How we gonna do it? Because I'm sure Cheetah Girls is already in your contract, but you kicked out one of the kittens, right? And then you bring a big paw bitch like fucking Rainbow Simone bitch on Disney because this is for show gonna sell. And who the fuck gives a fuck about Notori when we got motherfucking Raven Simone? Okay, now hold up, bitch. This was my group, my contract, my deal. I'm supposed to be where Raven Simone is right now, right? And then look, let's not even act like these little bitches were little lesbians. They probably was bumping bee stings in a goddamn they was bumping bee stings in a goddamn in the dressing room and shit. And then Raven said, I'm done with the bitch. And I'm done with that hoe. So that brings me to Adrian Bailon. Adrian looking like Salt. Adrian looking like Taj. What the fuck we gonna do? Adrian looking like RIP Left Eye bitch. What we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So
we gonna give them a chance. We're gonna see how this turns out.
Change the name. It is not Cheetah Girls. It is Cougar-ish.
Cougarish.
That's all I got to I'm upset with that. But guess what? Okay, all right. We're going to step away for a quick break. Catch your breath or your blunt. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. We have a special bonus hot topic just for you, so you absolutely don't want to miss out. Grab a refill, stay comfortable, and we'll be right back.
And just like that, we are back. If you're just joining us, welcome back to the Bubble Chat. Now, before Now, before the break, we promise you the special bonus hot topic. And let me tell you, the water is boiling, baby. The mugs are ready, and it's time to officially spill the tea. So let's pull back the curtain, step into a deep end, and get right into today's bonus hot topic.
Okay, now before I even start this story, it's a lot of stories. You have to pay attention to what's not being said. You need to pay attention to what's being said right in front of you. But for the most part, you must pay attention to who is involved in these stories. Now, earlier in the show, Nephew said you got to follow your gut. Early in the show, Niece said, where is your empathy? Today, we're talking about money. And today, we're talking about a very, very well-respected, connected, and very, very relevant still entity today, who is the name of Jermaine Dupri. Now, this is what we're talking about. So it is a massive multi-million-dollar legal drama shaking up the music industry. Legendary hip-hop and R&B producer Jermaine Dupri is officially taking Sony Music Entertainment to federal court. He and his iconic label, So Def Recordings, just filed a massive lawsuit accusing the music giant of systematic, decades-long pattern of underpaying and straight-up withholding royalties. We are talking about the money tied to some of the biggest hit albums of the 90s and 2000s, including legendary products involving Usher, Mariah Carey, Bow Wow, Jagged Edge, The Brat, and Escape. Now, according to the lawsuit, Jermaine didn't just realize the scale of this issue until 2023, when Sony started issuing all of these random new and amended royalty statements that raised some major red flags. So his team conducted a full audit in 2025. Oh, and what they uncovered wasn't just a few clerical errors. The audit allegedly revealed years of hidden account systems completely missing royalty streams and unreported earnings. They're also claiming Sony withheld over $1 million from the Brat landmark duet album Funkified and nearly $1 million from Escape. Because of all this, So Def is demanding roughly an easy $18 million in damages. Now, when a legendary pioneer who shaped the sound of an entire era has to audit a major label just to get paid for decades of global hits, what does that say about the major record labels and how they treat Black artists and the independent imprints behind closed doors? That's some hot shit.
Give the people
That's
their
grease.
money.
That ain't tea, nephew. That's grease.
Give them their money, Sony. Give them their money.
Look.
Run me my money.
Run me my money.
Now I'm gonna say it like this. Now this is Mariah Carey looking like Cassie. Diddy is the label, and all the hot boys are all the artists we're talking about. Okay, because you have to understand, Mariah Carey was married to the fucking owner and director, CEO of fucking Sony Records. Do you guys remember that? Y'all a little bit young. Mariah Carey was married to the owner of Sony fucking Records.
What?
Yes. Okay, let's get that straight. So until we get the timeline together, right? Because that's why I say she looking like Cassie. She had to clearly been off of that and went to Columbia and divorced from him. Because you got to think about all the music that they made together.
No, they were very.
That was her second album when they did the remix. They the one that turned her out. She, she had niggas, sweet fantasy, you rescue me. Had niggas in the field like dancing in the backyard. Nah, Jermaine Dupri and the Brat was like, girl, come over here. Let's make all this. Let's sing over here, rap over here, come to Atlanta, all the shit. And then she went all the way like that's old dirty bastard, Puff Daddy, Nas, all them niggas.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, sis, quit playing, because now you look just like Cassie. And a bitch, when was it ain't good? Because
Right.
you've never not had the best fucking albums. You have the longest streams of number one. You have all the fucking
Still
Grammy,
to this day. Still
right?
to this day.
You're trying to get paid on the front and the back end. She's a part of the case, but what I'm saying is you was married to the man that owns Sony.
But see, but I don't know because
Now that's look, now
if
look,
you
that's
think
probably why he robbed y'all asses backwards. He said, "You gonna play with them niggas? All right, then go on then. Go on."
why
Okay, I'm giving my take on it from a personal
Mhm.
legal standpoint. And let's be clear, I'm not a lawyer or a legal expert by any means. But I feel like when it comes to media lawsuits like this, it really just goes to show you how extreme and cutthroat the music and film industry can be. Because
Mhm.
whether it's an artist suing another artist for plagiarism or copyright infringement, or a pioneer like Jermaine Dupri suing a massive record label, it proves that the music business is a battleground. So when an artist finally takes a record company to court, it usually it's usually for a massive amount of unpaid royalties, and sometimes it even includes claims for emotional distress because of how draining this system is. We've seen this exact movie play out so many times in history with some of the biggest names to ever do it. Prince famously fought Warner Bros. For years, literally writing the word slave on his face to protect his contract and his masters. Kesha went through a brutal, highly publicized legal battle against her label and her previous label and producer. And even the Beatles ended up in a massive tangled legal mess with their own company, Apple Corp. And EMI back in the day. And what's even
And
crazier
well,
is
they
how
killed Michael
these
Jackson.
legal wars actually start. And real quick, sorry, Adonis. Sometimes the artist's lawsuit only happens after the record company decides to file a lawsuit against the artist first, usually to lock them down, force them to deliver albums, or stop them from speaking out. It's a vicious cycle. So when you see so Def demanding $18 million from Sony, it's a reminder that behind the glitz, the glamour, and the classic hits we all grew up dancing to, there is a corporate machine that will hold on to every single cent it can until it's legally forced to let go. You have to fight tooth and nail just to get what you earned.
Mm-mm. I think that he disciplined her. He disciplined all of them. It's all Mariah's fault. Did he?
I'll whoop you.
It's all Mariah's fault. Yeah.
I'm
And
sorry, I was messaging my son.
mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear about this story neither. This is crazy. I mean, do what you gotta do. If he didn't took his own legal team to go up against the big dogs and they didn't discovered offshores accounts and all of this BS, give me my damn money. Give me my
All of our money.
all of our money. Cause the motherfuckers that's so crazy. Y'all love us. Y'all love our style, but y'all still just wanna just everybody, you know what? Everybody's just corrupted from the goddamn industry fucking shit, from the justice system to fake friends. Everybody's just corrupted. That's what I got from this.
And now I'm sitting there looking at it again. This is him getting punished for turning Mariah Carey out. Because this is
Oh
all
my
the people that
god.
on So Def. They ain't went after Puffy. She didn't work with everybody. She didn't work with Snoop, Jay-Z, Missy Elliott, everybody. Why did only So Def get the hit? But here's the other gag. Do you guys know who
They're
fucking
the only ones who caught on.
do you know who Jermaine Dupri daddy is?
I think I heard, but remind
He's
me.
like a Columbia Records. He's like a exec, been an exec. Like
Oh,
labels go through tiers. First it was Arista, that's Clive Davis, and this, that, and the third, and Sony. But Sony came a little bit later. Columbia and Arista and all that stuff was first. So it's
yeah.
like management umbrellas merging together, all that kind of shit. Yeah, this looked like the best entertainment relationship, and then the worst motherfucking taxing of the shit. Like I said, go and play with them niggas. Go on, go on, go on. Because all the music is everything Jermaine Dupri produced. Usher, Bow Wow, Jacket Edge, Da Brat, and Escape. He single-handedly curated he wrote every song they ever sang. That's some genius shit. Different. We got baby rap. We got boy R&B, girl R&B, and then the Brat was the first platinum rapping female artist. You see what I'm saying? Like yeah, he did a great thing, but he fucked up at the same time.
Yeah.
He did a great thing and fucked up at the same time. But guess what? That wraps up another incredible fucking edition of today's episode of the Bubble Chat. We all three individually want to thank you so much for popping up into the bubble and hanging out with us today. Now, we know that your time is valuable and we love sharing this space with you every motherfucking week. So before you head out, make sure to check out the show notes below and all the links that we have and the timestamps that we mentioned in today's episode. Don't forget to hit that follow button and the subscription. Leave a 5-star review if you please, because we love the vibe. And share this episode with a friend who needs to hear it. Now, until next time, keep your circles tight, keep your vibes right, and we will talk to you on the next one. Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone.